So you told an interesting point about routine checkups. So if someone has to start today, what is the starting point? Where should they start from, or what is the golden standard for this routine checkup?
So this is something which has been well defined, and there is a protocol. So every patient must go through these periodic checks to make sure that all their major organs are safe. So there are guidelines by the major global bodies, ADA, American Diabetes Association, EASD, European Association of Diabetes, and so on, Indian body RSSTI. All the guidelines say that you should have, say, every 6 months or in a year, you should have an eye checkup, a kidney checkup. If the patient has a history of cholesterol, once in 3 to 6 months cholesterol, HbA1c goes without saying, no matter where you are, no matter who your doctor is. HbA1c must be done every 3 months. And these things don't even require fasting anymore. So our goal here is to make patients' life easier. They're already suffering. They're under the distress. So we should change the whole outlook around this. And the stigma has to go. And if the guidelines which are in place, what we need is more and more adoption of these. All the good diabetic centers, including ours, we are doing this. We are following these time-based guidelines to check upon patients and make sure that they are free from any complications. Because, like we discussed, the diabetes is not the problem. That's not what makes people suffer. It's the complications that it causes. And those guys are silent and those guys are irreversible. So, through routine, regular, periodic assessment, this is the only and the easiest way. It is the most cost-effective way. It is the most easiest way to take charge of things, to stay ahead of things.
So in our discussion, you said about holistic health, like people should take care of their entire well-being, the whole body, right? What is holistic health and what is the right way, to navigate through?
So it's the 360-degree approach. Again, so guideline-based treatment, a diabetic person could have, or a metabolic, anyone suffering from any metabolic issue, they will have a lot of reasons to feel down. I can't eat this, I can't go there, now there is the time for the pill. So this can bog someone down, right? That is why during last few years, we have understood the importance of behavioral therapy, mindset approach, that yes, diabetes is easy. It is not end of the world for you. You will live a normal life. You are allowed to have a sweet once in a while, right? Then again, these things come up in the right dialogue and right discussion with your doctor. So holistic health, 360-day approach, like a diabetic person in their routine, say they have a membership program with somewhere. So the 3-monthly, a quarterly checkup, a 6-monthly eye checkup, or a kidney checkup, those things, a nerve assessment, nerve checking, neuropathy checking, kidney checking, urine test, these are all very important part of their timely assessment and treatment approach. 360-degree approach, the holistic health is the same. So your mindful eating, trying to stay physically active. The notion that yes, if I burn the calories, I become stronger. If there is more muscle mass, I'm going to burn more sugars. So this kind of mindset approach will have long-lasting results. We are not looking here a quick turnaround scheme, those fads, those influences. No, we are in this for long haul. These things, the tendency to develop a metabolic disorder, it's never going away. The tendency is there. Yes, you can bring remission, reversal, and what works for you, to consistently follow it over a long period of time, that will give the best results.
Doctor, you told about stigmas and everything, right? So diabetes and metabolic disease, even till date, even though there is so much knowledge out there, people still see it as a taboo. For example, I have my uncle. He has diabetes. He doesn't come to marriages because he thinks that people will see him, when he doesn't feel, people will notice that he's not eating the sweet. Can you reflect a bit on that?
See, this is the major part of why we are sometimes unsuccessful in our diabetes management. These are issues which are close to people. It is something dear to them. And this is again the team-based approach and holistic health. So somebody, diabetic counselors and educators, somebody should, or even doctor if it's possible, should touch upon these issues. So when our patients tell us, doctor, I don't have tea coffee, I have quit tea coffee, then I question them, but I never told you to quit tea coffee. Why would you do that? Enjoy your life, have your tea coffee. without sugar. And that's when I dig in deeper, it comes up. When I go out with friends, then it's not possible to have without sugar. When I dug even further deeper, that person is hesitant to accept it in front of his peer group when they're outside. That for me, without sugar coffee. That others will start saying or know that he is a diabetic. So what? That is what we need to make people understand. It is okay. Your life doesn't have to change in any way. You can extend this diabetes years without pills. There are newer medicines. There are approaches possible. We need to experiment with food a little bit. We got to see what makes you feel better and what doesn't give you sugar spikes. So there is so much that can be done, and there is nothing to lose there. So if the patient tries to find the right lifestyle approach for him, he only gains. Through physical activity, he gets stronger. So that doesn't attack only diabetes, that attacks his blood pressure, his cholesterol, and obesity also. And at the same time, the mindful approach, low stress, then it becomes easier to handle stress and limp it.
There was a very interesting recent study that showed like 70% of Indians are metabolically unhealthy, right? And also our podcast, interestingly, has been what should people do? How should it be? So that is a lack of infra. Can you like dive deep into it?
See, infrastructure, we are the diabetes and metabolic disease capital of the world. And the worst is yet to come, because the younger and middle-aged people who have these issues, 15 years down the line, they're going to be bigger problems. So there is much more to be done. Things are happening, but there is lot remains to be done in terms of, for example, say membership groups for diabetic and metabolic issues patients. They could, because this is a mindset approach, like we said, they need to learn a lot of things, and that could happen through support groups, membership groups, communities, in fact, even AI. AI right now, these days, it is the time to harness AI in the right way. So to bring in this layer of AI in patient education and awareness, and at the same time to support them, because there will be so many challenges in the beginning, and that's what disheartens people a lot, right? Then they may delay checking for a while. So to nudge people, to remind them, to tell them that yes, even if you're feeling okay, once in 3 months, you must see your sugar levels, just to know, to teach them. If your HbA1c is looking 6.5 and below, you're great, you're doing well. But then again, don't forget to see your cholesterol, right? Because it's been seen 6 months or so. So these kind of, while people are, getting used to this, trying to, achieve a better metabolic health, these membership groups and communities, they will definitely play a bigger role in improving the overall landscape. So there is a lot of work, a lot of opportunity in this space, and, India needs it badly.
You talked about opportunities and AI together, right? Today you got there's so many health tech apps with layers of AI built, people talking about, transforming with the way things are done, right? Are these viable options for people, because again, we also talked about taboo, right? People don't know whether they have to approach a doctor and tell them, be open about it. So is AI a viable approach towards what India is facing or what the world is facing?
No, absolutely. Just that we need to use it in a safe manner. This is not you're asking AI which vacation I should go to next or which is cheaper. I mean, this is about human body. This is your life. So credentialing, so that the information is verified. It's scientific technical information, and it should take into account there are so many preferences and safety concerns around people, because what you eat and the medicines might react with each other. So this could only be a guiding force, but it should be consumed while AI is still evolving. It should be consumed with a medical filter also, medical advice also. So, right now the tech this is a very interesting thing that could be developed. So the tech should integrate with AI, with medical guidelines in place, to provide continuous support system to patients.
If someone is listening to this podcast right now and they want to take action immediately, what are the 3 steps that they have to start off with?
Don't neglect just because it's silent. Let's not wait to feel worse. Many patients, doctor, how is my BP increased? I didn't feel anything. I didn't feel any giddiness or headache. 70 to 80% of the people with metabolic issues will never feel it until things are late. So let's not wait for things to worsen. Do routine, timely meetings with your doctor. Have an open-ended dialogue, set expectations for medium to long term, because when we have certain goals in sight, only then we can together work toward it as a team.
Okay. To end this podcast on a healthy note, and for someone who feels it's like too late for them, what's your message to them?
Oh, definitely not. No. So these days, see, we forget how everything else around us is developing. So is the options and various options for the patients for diabetes management. So every single day, this happens in our day-to-day medical practice. We are able to reduce the number of tablets people are taking. Their sugar levels are getting down. We are reducing the dose of their tablets just because they responded well to something new. There are newer medicines available. There are medicines available which can be taken once a week now. And these days we have options available which does not only reduce your sugar, say it makes your liver better. It works well for your heart also. It makes your kidneys stronger. So we need to have an open mind that yes, and have that discussion with the doctor. There are options available which can bring down our sugar levels, bring remission for a good amount of time, and cut down the number of pills that the patients are taking.
Another question, very interesting. People who have diabetes, BP, or any metabolic disease, right? What they do is they go to their doctor, they take a tablet, 10 years, 15 years, they keep following the same tablet. They even go to pharmas and ask, can I get the same ingredient tablets if that company doesn't provide those tablets, right? What is your message to those people who have been taking tablets?
So it's definitely not their fault, right? Like we discussed earlier, it's all stemming up from lack of awareness and knowledge. If people knew, I mean, they're buying it and they're taking it, they're doing it for their good health. But only thing is the lack of information. That is why we more and more advocating a holistic information based, knowledge based approach for these things so that we work as a team. Doctor alone cannot do it, patient alone cannot do it. They both have to work together. The whole team, the diabetes educator, the nutritionist, the physical therapist, work together as a team towards a common shared goal. People, if somebody keeps taking these tablets for a long period of time, because I feel okay, it's okay, I feel all right, these things are not felt. So again, we go back to the how it all starts. These things are not felt. So like we look after certain objects, certain things in our life, this is our life. So have a periodic check with your doctor. Do not miss those, the person who has been looking after you. And there will be signs. There are certain things we do for patients in their regular consultations which are future targeted. We do not change tablets or give medicines to control sugars today. It is to control sugars in future so that later in life the person should not have a kidney problem or a heart problem. So a deep understanding or basic understanding of these things will help patients to be more aware and take well-informed decisions.
This has been a very sweet podcast, right? A very
Sugarless podcast.
A sugarless podcast, not sugarcoating stuff. People have to be more open about this. It was really, again, sweet of you to come. Thank you.